you know, way more about the person that you are, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, your confidence, your conviction. So like when it comes to like, okay, you want to simulate the day in the life of a closer because you want to get placed, and you're asking me like how many calls you should take, like I wouldn't think about it like that. I would think about it, you know, Griff, be the kind of step into the type of person that you admire, right? Step into the type of person that you want to be. Start doing those things now. If everybody on the call, I mean, I'm assuming you guys are here, you want to get into this industry, make a lot of money, you know, be fulfilled, help a lot of people live, you know, have an exciting career that, you know, is freaking fun and makes you good money. Like that's really all that we want, right? To have fun, make good money, take care of our people and be happy, right? Step into that person, you know, get the fitness right, get the mindset right, get the habits right. Some of you guys on the call, you know, like you say, I want to make freaking $20,000 a month. Meanwhile, you're smoking a vape. Meanwhile, you're not even in the gym once a week. Why aren't you in the gym 5 times a week? Some of you guys say you want to make $20,000 a month and you're not reading. You're not picking up on new skills. You know, you don't have hobbies outside of all of this to keep your mindset sharp. It's like really the personal development, Griff, is what you want to get at. That's really the key to all this sales stuff. Like guys can suck at sales, but if you get your personal development on point, like if you're just that guy or if you're just that girl, you know, you're just a high performing individual and you're waking up every day freaking excited to, you know, take on the day and take on the day's challenge. You're confident, you got high conviction, you got high energy. You know, if you're just that guy, like closing becomes so easy. You know, like fuck the 10 steps if you don't have that, straight up. So I would say for those who are like, okay, you're looking to be a placement, you guys are here to make, you know, X amount a month or achieve X outcome, whatever it is for you. Like think about, okay, if you want to become a different version of yourself, become a better version of yourself, and you see this as a vehicle to getting there, get everything else on point too. Something I did a long time ago, which really helped me, is I thought about what are the habits of the type of person that I want to be. Just what are the habits, right? Like not all the materialistic stuff, you know, not any of the results or any of that, but what are the habits of the type of person that I would want to be? That person is in the gym in the mornings every day, not in the evenings, but in the mornings when I don't want to be in the gym, right? I was never a morning person. I always hated the mornings. I wouldn't talk to nobody until I got like my coffee and all that. I switched that. What else? Playing video games and doing all that crap, you know, hanging out, watching Netflix, watching TV. The type of person I wanted to be, you know, being a multi-millionaire in my 20s, he's not watching Netflix, right? He's reading books. If he's not doing that, he's, you know, in the office working on his mission. I also had to cut out a lot of stuff, right? It's more cutting out than it is adding things in. It's really more about just like cutting out the negative stuff, and then naturally you just replace it with positive stuff. So yeah, I mean, the personal development is really probably the easiest thing that you could do to work on your sales skills. Like for me, right? Super introverted, not good at sales, not a good communicator, zero confidence, freaking broke, you know, all of that before I got into sales, right? When I got into it, it's like, okay, I want to do better. I want to do more. I'm not good at this. Let me just work on everything else. Let me just go to the gym every day because that's easier than just flipping a switch and becoming confident in one day, right? Let me just go to the gym every day. Let me just cut out, you know, the crap. Let me just cut out the bad habits. Rather than staring at YouTube before I go to sleep, let me crack open a book. The self-confidence I find, and I'm just kind of going on a rant because I was talking a lot about this with Aman on our trip. We were just kind of, you know, reflecting on this, and it's what gives you confidence. If anybody has a confidence problem, because I definitely did, you know, here and again, like you obviously lose confidence, right? Like you're not going to be 1,000% stoic and confident and on your game every single day, 24 hours a day, right? That never happens. It's a constant path that you're on. Confidence really comes from when, or at least for me personally, when nobody's looking, right? When I can make a decision of, do I go on a run or do I just hang out and freaking eat and chill? You know, do I open up a book or do I, you know, do something else? Do I spend an extra couple hours at the office listening to, you know, call recordings and working with my team, or do I just call it a day and put it off to tomorrow? Nobody's looking. I could easily, you know, put off listening to a call recording or doing a one-on-one with one of my reps. I could easily put it off to tomorrow. Like there's no big deal, right? There's really no downside to it. The only downside is that I know myself, like I could have done it, but I didn't and I pushed it off. You guys know what I mean? Like those decisions when nobody's looking, when there's no real consequence of not doing the hard thing, but you do it anyways, just for the sake of doing the hard thing. because that's the type of person that I want to be. That's the type of habit that the person I want to be has, you know? So it's like doing that multiple times a day, making those decisions to do the harder thing, doing the thing that you don't need to do, but you do it anyways. You know, then I find if you do that long enough over time, that gives you an edge, because you can tell by the way somebody like walks and talks. You can like look somebody in the eye and like know if they're really about it. You know, you could tell if someone's like really a savage or if they're just a person just floating through life. Like I was in the airport and this is all I was thinking about, you know, because I'm not really in public like that much. I'm in the airport, I'm looking at all these people around me, and it's like everybody just looks freaking weak. Like they just look like they have nothing going on in their life. Like they don't look like they're on a mission. They don't look like they're doing anything, you know? And the reason why, it's because of that, again, it's because of that decision that you make, right? When you make those decisions, the hard decisions, I'm going to do something that I don't need to do, but I'm going to do it anyways because that's the person that I want to become, right? When you do that long enough, like you just walk a different way. You just talk a different way. You know, you have a different kind of conviction. Like people respect you differently, because at the same time, like, you know, in your head, 99% of people at 6 a.m., they're sleeping. I'm in the gym. Or at 10 p.m., everybody's winding down their day and freaking having a beer and doing whatever. You know, I'm in the office. I'm making progress. And like, I know that. And that's what gives me confidence, because I know, by the way, most people on this call aren't doing that kind of thing. I know some people in the office aren't doing that kind of thing. You know, try to beat out everybody, right? That's what gives me confidence. And doing that consistently over time gives me the kind of conviction that I need to close big ticket deals with complete strangers, because I know I can help them, you know? So yeah, Griff, to answer your question, bro, yeah, really just, if you want to practice kind of the day in the life of a closer, if you want to get ready for it, step into, you know, I don't know what your goals are, Griff, but you know, if your goal is to make 20 grand a month, for example, and right now you're making, I don't know, let's just speak about a hypothetical person. If a hypothetical person wants to make 20 and right now they're making 5, quadrupling your income, becoming a better version of yourself, like, it's not just the words that you say on the phone, right? It's everything else. It's a complete identity shift that you have to make. Like, if some of you guys have never made 6 figures before, and you're here and you want to make 6 figures, it's like you have to make a massive identity shift. That identity shift comes with that decision that you make, right? I'm the type of person who doesn't watch Netflix. I don't watch Netflix. I don't do that shit. I don't burn hours playing video games. I don't drink alcohol to, you know, feel more comfortable around others. Like, I'm naturally comfortable around others. You guys feel me? It's an identity shift. Right? When you make those decisions when nobody's looking, the only reason why you make the decision that's going to make you better is because that's your identity. You identify with, I'm the type of person that does the tough things because I want to become better, even though nobody's looking. Yeah, David, what's up, man?
Hey, Misha, welcome back.
Thanks.
This is fire, man. That everything you just said, and I wanted to piggyback off of that a little bit and then ask a question to follow. So basically, you get up earlier, you do your routine, you do your workout, but I think what's also important too is you're improving, right? Because it's one thing to go through the motions. Oh yeah, I woke up. Oh yeah, I worked out. But if you're not increasing the weight or the stress of the workout, right? If you're not learning anything from the books that you're reading and implementing them, then you'll kind of be stuck on another plateau. It's a higher plateau, but it is another plateau. So I would definitely encourage that you're always challenging yourself, not like unrealistic challenges, because that's not going to get you anywhere, but definitely like realistic challenges that makes you better each and every time. So that was the piggyback. And the question is, I just finished the course for the accelerator program. So that was awesome. Had a lot of good time with that. Lots of good information. I probably have to watch some of the videos again. But I'm curious, Misha, what would you say would be the next steps? I mean, I know role plays definitely, but what would you say is the next step? You just finished the course. What should I do?
Role play.
Okay. Let's get that going.
Yeah, like it's very simple, you know. Here's the problem. Someone sent me a message last week and they were like, yeah, I'm feeling really comfortable in my role plays. Right? And I'm like, okay, good. But like, that's the problem. Why are you comfortable on your role plays? You know, it's exactly what you just said, David, right? Like, yeah, you could do role plays every day, but there's got to be progression, right? Like, why are you comfortable in your role plays? Like, if you are comfortable in your role plays, okay, maybe you've kind of reached, like, you've completed level 0, you went through the course. Now you're at level 1. You're going through the role plays and you're dealing with, you know, easier buyers, right? Now you're at level 2. Maybe you mix up the buyer scenarios a little bit, right? Like, eventually, like, you're going to have to figure out who are the people in the group who give you a challenging time on role plays? Who are the people in the group that like kind of annoy you when you're on a role play with them and you're like, oh my God, this guy? You know, find those people and like chase that down, right? Like, why are you guys comfortable on role plays? Like, why are role plays like fun? I guess they should be fun in like a certain way, but like in like a challenging, competitive kind of a way. But like, it shouldn't be like casual. Should not be casual on your role plays, guys, at all. Again, what's the goal? Really, really push yourselves, guys, with the role plays, because that's on you guys. Like, I can like push you guys on the group calls. For the few of you who step up and role play on the group calls, can challenge you guys on these boot camps. But like a lot of the work in this program, you guys got to do it on your own time, right? You guys got to role play on your own time. That's why people like Zach is on track to do $20,000 months, because when he was in the program, he was spending hours every day just role playing and just meeting everybody in the group. So yeah, just challenge yourself more in your role plays. I'd say there's kind of like levels to it, right? Refer to the role playing 101 document. It'll give you some different scenarios and some different things, different progressions that you can use. But at the same time, like, get creative with it too. See if you can come up with your own progressions, things that might make it harder.
Can I say something quick?
Yeah.
Guys, the second you feel comfortable on your role play, it's time for you to switch up the person you're role playing with, or tell them to go harder on you and make it more difficult. It's the only way you're going to get better.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, that's really the biggest thing, guys, that self-development, you know, the way you perceive yourself. Let's get real for a second. The way other people perceive you matters, you know, let's get 1,000%. Like, we live in a superficial world. The way people perceive you matters, especially in sales. You know, people buy from you. Why? Because they want to be like you. If you think back to when you were a kid, the person you are today, is that the person that your kid version of yourself would admire? Like, are they proud of that person? The way you look, the way you dress, how often do you get a haircut? That's an easy little hack to increase your close rate. Get a haircut every 2 weeks. You know, get fresh, be clean. Yeah, it's facts. Sarah, trust. You get a clean haircut, you get some new clothes. What's up, Amon? Amon's the king at this. Amon's always been showing up to the office super fly. And by the way, all-time top producer, Amon. It's for a reason. He figured it out early.
Yeah, so like a week and a half ago, I submitted one of my role plays, and it was like the best one I ever did so far. And then this week, I've been trying to up that, but they were all good. But I didn't get like the one that I wanted, like, you know, highlight material, you know. So I noticed that I've been kind of inconsistent.
What makes you say that one role play was the best that you've had?
I don't know. I went back, listened to it, and then they were like, I don't know. I just asked like good questions and listened and was empathetic. This is pretty much everything at least well. And lately, like, I haven't been.
Prab, that was so general. I want you to get way more specific. If this, like, you feel was your best role play ever, and this is the same with sales calls, right? If you crush a deal and you're like, wow, that call was freaking incredible, right? Why? Oh, because I asked good questions and because I was empathetic. It's like, that's too general. Like, get really specific. Get so specific that it's actionable for the next time, right? Like, my intro was money. Like, I was really high energy and enthusiastic on my intro, which led me to a really good agenda. And then, you know, I was really comfortable asking better questions on situational, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do that on my next call, right? Because then you can replicate it. Get a bit more specific. When you say, like, you asked good questions and you had empathy, like, what exactly was it?
So I noticed that, like, on the intro agenda, everything was good. It like, it wasn't taking up any, you know, extra fluff time, but I still broke the ice and we had some conversation. So then I got into like situation.
Like, intro agenda was to the point, no nonsense, confident, boom, 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 get into it. Something like that, right? Okay.
Well, and then situational, like I asked good questions. There wasn't a lot of fluff, but I still managed to ask the right questions where he opened up a whole lot, and then like it got really deep and, you know, personal.
Give me like one example of the first question that comes to mind that like hit hard, that you felt was good.
This was like a week and a half ago, but pretty much what he told me that he worked at like, I don't know, family and shelter service or something. And then I was like, I asked him, yeah, so, you know, how's that? I forgot, but I asked like a question, and then he answered that. I said, how's that been on you and all that stuff? And then he started opening up. I forgot exactly what questions I asked, but basically like that was a really deep conversation. And I figured that like lately I haven't really been able to get to that point, that deep of a conversation. And it's always been below surface level, but it hasn't been super deep. So, you know, I've been kind of struggling with that.
Okay, so yeah, again, a little bit general prep, right? What you're saying, like even when I asked you for the specific question, like you just kind of, well, I mean, from what I heard you say was that you were asking questions that were like you weren't talking. You were just asking, short, simple questions that just kind of guided the conversation where you wanted it to go. And then prospect just started opening up, and they started opening up more. And then with every question, they just opened up more and more until you got to that really deep level where you got the info that you needed, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it is,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
That's what you got to do more of, if I'm understanding right.
Yes. I'll just go back and listen to it, and then I'll see which kind of questions are the best for which scenario and stuff like that.
And it's what I just said, right? Like you learn from your wins and your losses, right? Like when you guys submit role plays for feedback, when you guys give yourselves your own feedback, or even when I give you feedback on a group call or whatever, or Dylan does, right? Like, yeah, we talk about the negatives, right? We'll touch on the positives. We'll let you know what you're doing good with. But negatives are always just easier to see. Look at your wins, analyze your wins, analyze even like a call that flows and it's just smooth. Like figure out why. Like take a second and really analyze like why, like what happened. Like this is what I tell the story all the time before we wrap up the thing. But there was a point, September 2022. I think August was kind of a rough month by my standards. I was full-time sales at this time. We were selling for another client, and yeah, so it was like August of 2022. It was a pretty shitty month. September 1st, it's a Monday. My confidence isn't really where it needed to be. All of that, I did some reflection over for the month of August, and I'm like, okay, let's go. New month, clean slate. It's a Monday. Let's rock, right? I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm always really specific with my own feedback. Have a stronger intro. Make them laugh on the intro. Maybe sometimes it's having a really strong agenda. And maybe sometimes it's having like a little bit like more casual agenda, or just like speaking slower, right? These little tweaks, right? These really tiny tweaks I would make to my calls like week by week. And yeah, so I made some adjustments, right? September 1st, it was my first call of the day. It was like my 10 a.m., right? I closed the dude on like a $2,000 deal, but like I handled his objection like nice. Like I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what I said to him, but like I just handled his objection so nice. It was so clean. Boom. It gave me some really good confidence after that happened. Day one was like a 6.5K day. The next day was like an 8K, 7K, 12K, boom, boom, boom. And then the momentum just started firing. And then September ended up being like a massive month for me. And it's all because of that, like that reflection, right? That time just to get specific with, okay, what's working, what's not working, make adjustments, works for one deal. And then all of a sudden the spiral kind of goes, right? Like a lot of people talk about the downward spiral, the upward spiral exists also, right? You close a deal, you get more confidence. You close another deal, you get more confidence. You close another deal, and then it just friggin' spirals up, So, yeah. Try to like hack that upward spiral. Like understand that exists, and try to like hack it to get it going, because you absolutely can. You can definitely start an upward spiral today, by the way, if you do the right things, if you make the right decisions, the right choices, right analysis, all that. But anyways, guys, we'll wrap up the meeting for today. Hope everybody has an awesome Tuesday, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care.